What's up, everybody? We are back with episode number 302.
You bet.
302. And we are supposed to have a special guest on here today. We're supposed to have the band Creeper, and they say they're coming. So hopefully by the time we get through our normal opening stuff,
I think
we'll be here.
We've got Tex for sure, and Paul, Jimmy's brother, the other guitarist, on his way.
Yep. That's what they're saying. So we're good. So anyhow, before we get into that, so let's get into our shout outs. I mean, I'm going to go first just because why not? We were just talking about it off the air, but the congratulations to the USA men's and women's hockey teams for taking the gold. That's metal. Hockey's really the only sport I follow, so I was really into it and really enjoyed that. The whole series. We watched the whole series. Even watched the bronze games because they were so much fun. They were so good, and the U.S. and the Canada teams, man, they just dominated everybody else. I mean, just absolutely dominated them. So
yeah, it was the whole tournament was good, and the goalie, they mentioned that he never allowed one power play goal.
The entire game, the whole series. Yep, and it didn't. And the final game
did the same thing.
Yep, they didn't on the final game either. That final game, man, it was, it's what.
And as you mentioned, they had a 5-on-3.
5-on-3, and then there was that one. There was that one shot, man, where it was a wide open net, and somehow he managed to get his stick back there and still stop that puck from going into the net. So, man, if that guy wasn't the player of the game, he should have been.
Decades and decades.
Helen Buck, that was a world class standing on your head goalie right there.
Yep.
But then look, Blackmore Rules is here from Canada. Congratulations, Canada, on the silver. I don't know why people are upset by that. If the U.S. would have gotten silver, I still would have been proud of them. So I'm sure that Canada is proud of their silver medal. They should be, man. They dominated. They were fantastic.
All I'm reading is we stole their game, and I'm just like, come on, man. Seriously? You haven't had a Stanley Cup winner in how many years?
Well,
so
40 years, I think, almost.
How but we steal the game? It's just hockey, and all the teams in the NHL are littered with Canadian players and Swedish players and Norwegian players and Russian players and the gringos from the U.S.
But I think Canada is like 40% 40% is Canada, and like 25 or 30% is US, and then the rest is other countries. So, yeah. But anyhow, so yeah, that was my biggest. And also I went to see a show this past week, and there was 4 bands playing. The first band's name is escaping my mind at the moment, of course. They were a thrash band. They were really good. I actually kind of enjoyed them. Only negative thing I had to say about them was they needed a lead guitar player, because there was just a lot of spots where it was like the guitar player was doing lots of fun stuff, but he was not doing there was no leads. So without the leads, it was just something was missing for a thrash metal band. I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, it was clearly thrash. I mean, they were clearly playing thrash, but they just needed a lead guitar player. But then the next band was this band here, which I ended up buying a shirt from because they were freaking fantastic, man.
You guys know this band?
Avalanche?
Yeah. It's a one and done band. It's one that Bit Bob Boom turned me on to. It's really fucking
I've seen that cover before, but I don't own it.
Yeah, I've seen the cover.
It's really good. It's on maybe it's their own record. Yeah, it's a private press, it looks like.
Funny how the band that I saw was the album that they were selling there. Man, they were just great death metal.
That was with Corner.
It was Corner. Yep, with Corner.
How were they?
But the band Dysphotic this band, just Dysphotic.
Who else?
Yeah, they were great.
Who else?
So it was Dysphotic, and then Heathen, who were really, really good as well. They were tight.
I saw them.
If I hadn't seen them last year, I didn't buy anything from them because I actually I supported Dysphotic for a couple reasons. First of all, they were good. Second of all, one of the guitar players in Dysphotic used to be in Ultimatum.
Oh, okay.
He played some of the leads on Into the Pit. Super nice guy, and so I bought the CD and the vinyl, and then I bought the cassette, which I was going to give away to somebody else, but he bought it himself. So now I have all.
Sorry, they were that good. You said, "Do you like these guys?" I'm like, "I'm all over it."
I'll take one of everything.
Yeah, they were all good, and corner were good too. So I just see Tex just came in. He's sitting back in the green room. So I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna let Kevin, Steve do their things, and we'll bring Tex on. Steve,
well, I don't have much.
Okay, you got anything, Steve?
No, I didn't even realize we were live already.
Oh yeah, we're live.
Been live for 5 minutes.
Behind the scenes.
What you got, Kev? Anything you wanted to add before we?
I just came across this band here, Beggar's Opera. You guys ever heard of these guys?
Really good.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
Don't know
Scottish prog rock. I mean, really killer stuff. I've been looking for their vinyls, but you can't find them in the States. And so I settled for the CDs. Just as good.
They remind me of this band. Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Taste?
Yep.
Or is it or Touch?
Touch.
Man, this thing is killer. It's got a kind of a weird packaging, kind of like that Asherah Temple thing. Yeah, but that's what that thing that link that you sent me sounds like.
Yeah, you get like 2 for 1 here. I got the second one coming, which I thought was a little bit better, but these are, I mean, it's especially MacArthur Park. Fantastic song.
Yep, they're good.
All right, well, let's bring on our guest, and then we'll do the our normal showing the POW stuff. But I want to bring on Tex first. So, and there he is.
Sexy.
So we've got
there he is.
What's up, gentlemen?
Tex from Creeper. I don't know. Let's see if anybody else is here. I don't see anybody else in the back room. So Tex is the only one for right now. But yeah, we're going to talk some Creeper. But before we talk some Creeper, we're going to do this.
All right. Pick of the week. Okay, it's been 50 years since this record came out.
Nope, not it. That's
production
not it.
value.
There you go.
All right. 50 years since Robin Trower Live came out. They have a commemorative issue coming out. It's got a second. I think it's a 2 CD set or a 2 album set.
But both, yep.
And I'm hoping that there's like studio outtakes and some other stuff. But anyway, this is my rock pick of the week. This thing's fantastic. I bought this as a kid. In fact, this is the very one I bought as a kid. So it's really old, like really, really super old. And this is probably one of my top 5 live records ever. And he was just hitting his stride. And if you don't know about Robin Trower, he was a 17-year-old prodigy guitarist. He was in Procol Harum for a while, wrote Wider Shade of Pale. That's probably his biggest hit. And but anyway, this thing's got 2 Rolling Stone, Daydream, Rock Me Baby, Lady Love, I Can't Wait Much Longer, Alethea, and a little bit of Sympathy. I mean, it's crushing. Great. So if you don't have it in your collection, hit me up because I have about a dozen copies, because every time I see one, just like Bridge of Sighs, I buy it. And then as I delve through my my metal collection, I'm starting to go back and just listen to things that I have on the shelf and just haven't listened to, because my budget is like Kevin's. It's like I'm one flat tire away from bankruptcy. And so I'm trying to figure out finance this a little bit. But anyway, I pulled this one just randomly. Gate Creeper.
Oh, nice.
Dark Superstition. This thing is a ripper. I like
I have that record behind me.
I like their old school sound. They remind me of early Nihilist or Entombed, and Nihilist before they became Entombed. But I really dig them. They're a little more thrashy and a little less death metal, but I don't know. It's been a while since they came out with something new, but I really dig these guys. So if you haven't ventured down Gate Creeper Parkway, then you need to do that. So Gate Creeper, anything by them is good. And then, of course, the mighty Robin Trower, happy 50th anniversary to one of the best live albums ever. And those are my picks of the week.
All right, and we are back. And let's get into talking about some Creeper. And if you guys don't know who Creeper, I don't know how you could watch this channel and not know who Creeper are, since we pretty much shove them in your face constantly. But
this Creeper,
yeah, this Creeper,
that Creeper. Everybody's got a Creeper. Mine's on the wall, so I forgot to pull it down.
Creepy crawly.
I just played this here about an hour ago.
I played it yesterday too.
Copy or the green copy? The green.
I have the.
You probably have both.
Me? I have. Yeah. We only did green. I don't think we did any black.
Oh, we did?
No, just green.
Yeah, I thought it was
it test pressing green or was it black?
What's that?
Was it test pressing green or was it black?
Black. Test pressing's black. Yep. We do have black test pressings. So yeah.
So
anyhow.
What's going on, man? You've got we sort of had I say we like I'm part of the band, but and maybe I sort of am, only because
sir.
I'm part of the band by marriage, right? Because your sister
is
my wife. But anyway, so you had big visions of grandeur with a tour, and that sort of fell apart last minute. So what's on the docket now?
So we've got the show coming up this Saturday at the studio at the Bomb Factory down in Deep Ellum. We're playing with Stink Bug, which is Bob Zilla from Damage Plan and everything. He's the bass player for that band. Our boys in Tower High, and I think the headliner is the AC/DC tribute band, Lazy DC.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a great venue. Killer sound. I've seen everybody from Toxic Holocaust, Havoc, Holy Grail. I've seen some really killer bands there. In fact, you played there once before, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We played there about 2 summers ago. I think it was July of 2024. Yeah, July 2024 is when we played there. That place is, I know, right? It's been that long. That place is killer, though, man. That stage is huge.
That used to be called Deep Ellum Live, right?
Yep, exactly right. That's the old Deep Ellum Live.
I saw Iced Earth there. I saw, there's, and I know that a lot of stuff happened down there when they were trying to turn it into a high-end residential area, and people rebelled in Dallas, which thank you very much for turning it back into what it should be, which is restaurants and venues to see killer music. But what else you got cooking? I know that, so the album's been out, what, almost a year?
It came out actually on Halloween last year, so it's been about what, 6 months?
6 months.
Yeah.
About
6 months. Absolutely, and it's going like they're going like hotcakes, man. I mean, I think y'all are on the second pressing of the album, so it's still getting movement and everything, which is really, really awesome. We thank everybody for buying it and everything. It's cool seeing people post videos and pictures from different states and stuff like that. And actually, we've had a couple from Canada that have sent us pictures of them with the album and shit, which is it's fucking awesome seeing our stuff up there.
So you haven't stolen the music scene either?
Yeah, he asked about
overseas.
overseas.
Oh no, I haven't seen anybody overseas posting pictures yet. I mean, I'm assuming that they have. I know that we've got a music video that we just released a little over 2 months ago for White Devil, and it actually just passed over 310,000 views in 2 months, and a lot of that has actually been from overseas, from what the analytics show. It's like we're really getting really big over in Europe and stuff. It's like that, and South America actually are a lot of the views. That's where they're coming from.
Good. Those analytics are pretty important. I just looked at mine on my YouTube channel, and I rarely ever look at them. It's amazing what you miss out if you don't go in there and look at them. Especially, it tells you your ages and everything, who's listening and what, which is
exactly. It breaks it down completely.
Yeah.
Well, for those of those who don't know who Creeper is, I want you to just give us some general information about the band. When you started, who you are, that kind of stuff. What style you think you are? Because I don't know if everybody listening knows who you are, but
yeah, that's crazy.
So the band actually, Jimmy, our guitar player, Jimmy Fritz, he started the band back in 2007. He came up with the idea, him and Dave Peacock, one of the original singers for Pantera before Phil, actually. Him and Peacock were hanging out, and they came up there, man, we need to start a band. and they were talking about, well, we're going to do it. And they were thinking of names, and they just happened to be smoking some creeper weed. And Jimmy was like, why don't we just call it creeper, like this weed? And that's how the name came to be. So, but nothing ever kind of went down with them and everything. So he ended up hooking up with some of the original members of Creeper in 2007, and that's when the band started. They had Matt Story was one of the original singers. He sang for Omen also, and then Daniel Danimal Watkins, he sang with them for a little bit, and he was actually the singer for Jimmy and Paul, the Fritz brothers. He was the singer for their old band back in the 90s called Double Cross. So they knew him really well. The guy could sing and stuff. So he was the singer with them. I got brought onto the band in, let's see, what year was that? I guess that was 2014. Yeah, June 2014 is when I came into the band. They had a falling out with Daniel and everything, and they just decided to go their separate ways. And I'd actually been talking to Jimmy and the drummer at the time, Brian Gutowski. We've been talking about doing a side project because I've just been in a band called Southern Assault. And I was with them, I started that band and we played for like 7 years. So, I'd always known Jimmy, and I was always a fan of Creeper. I've always loved the music. I always thought they were just badass. Jimmy's an amazing guitar player. We all call him Jimmy Fingers because, you watch his fingers, they're just moving everywhere and it's just so accurate. But, so we were talking about starting a side project. And then one day I'm working and Jimmy hit me up. He's like, hey, can you talk? And I was like, yeah. So I hit him up and he's like, hey, dude, how would you like to come out and audition for Creeper? And I was like, what? I thought we were doing a side project. He's like, well, you want to come out and audition for Creeper? I was like, well, fuck yeah, I want to come out and audition. So I think I went the next day or the day after that and auditioned for him and everything. I already knew a couple of the songs. And I went and auditioned, and the whole time, I didn't even know that him and Brian had already decided they were going to have me in the band, but they just wanted to fuck with me a little bit and had me come out to rehearse and stuff and let me set for 24 hours after I was done with the audition and everything. They were like, all right, man, we'll get back to you and everything. And I was like, all right, fuck, man. So it's like, I got to have a heart attack for 24 hours. And then the next day they hit me up. They're like, say, dude, you got the spot. We were just fucking with you. We wanted to mess with you a little bit. I was like, son of a bitch. Broke out, dude. But yeah, so I came on in 2011. I've been with the band now for, I guess, 12 years. Yeah, 12 years this June. And we've gone through several lineup changes since I've been in the band. We had, after Brian Gutowski left the band, we brought in Todd Pack, who is now the singer for Iron Jaw, but we brought him in as our drummer. At the time, he had been drumming for a band out of Fort Worth called Horror Cult. And we played a bunch of shows with him and stuff, and we were friends with him. And he's like, hey, man, I heard you guys are needing a fucking drummer, dude. Don't come out and audition. We're like, fuck yeah, dude, that was easy. So it's like, we didn't even have to skip a beat with that. And we played with Brian with Todd for a long time. Then we got Freaky, our bass player at the time. He ended up leaving the band, and we brought on Brian Christian from Angels and Irons, and he played with us for a long time. That lineup went for a while. And then I think the last show that we played with that lineup was, I remember when it was leap year of 2019. It was February 29th, and we played with Drowning Pool out at the Rail Club. Because I remember 2 weeks after that is when the whole world went to shit and the pandemic and all that good stuff hit and everything shut down. So, Todd had already been singing with Iron Jaw, and he caught the bug for being the singer. And he's like, I kind of like this more than having to lug all these fucking drums around with me everywhere. So everything kind of, when the world shut down, he was like, hey man, I'm just going to respectfully bow out and stuff. We're like, hey, no, dude, it's cool, get it and whatnot. And then BC, he ended up doing the same thing. So it was back to me and Jimmy again. And we were like, well, fuck, what are we going to do? And it was just, I think we looked for people for months just because, it was hard to do anything because everything shut down. And then we hooked up for a little while with Steve Nichols, and he played with us as the drummer, just rehearsals because, like I said, there were no shows or anything going down. We played with him for a little bit and ended up, things didn't work out with him and whatnot. So we ended up getting our current drummer, Curtis Lawrence, who was he was another friend of ours. He drummed for a band out in Dallas called Bezel. And he's like, I'll come audition for you guys. And dude, I think the first and second rehearsal we had with him, me and Jimmy were just blown away because we were like, fucking wow, this guy, it's crazy because his time signatures and stuff will be so offbeat, from what you would think it was supposed to be, but it fits perfectly and then comes right. It's hard to explain it. You if you listen to the album, you know what I'm talking about. But we brought him in, and then right after that, Jimmy's always worked at or at the time he's working at Guitar Center, and one of his coworkers up there, his name was Ian Train, and he was from San Antonio. He played bass. He played in a band from down there called Low Key, and they played with the Slayer, a whole bunch of big nationals and stuff like that. But we brought him in on bass, and that's been the lineup for, I guess 4 or 5 years now. And then we brought in Paul, Jimmy's brother, about 2 years ago on rhythm guitar, and that is the solidified lineup of Creeper that we have today. And it's the best fucking lineup that I've ever played with.
And I can vouch for that after seeing you live several times. In fact, in a world, the world is very strange, and my relationship to my now wife, Steph, Tex's sister, winds all the way back to the early 2000s, and we've crossed paths multiple times. And in fact, I remember the first time I saw Southern Assault, and I remember Tex. In fact, I think it was at the Boiler Room.
Yeah, we played there a lot.
Boiler Room, and Tex was standing on the bar or standing on a table singing, and I'm thinking,
that was the Boiler Room. Yep,
this guy is absolutely insane. And here we are. We kept crossing paths, and then here now we're family. So
is it your fault he corrupted your sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. More like she corrupted him.
But I'll tell you right now that I've seen the various lineups in the last 15 years or whatever, and this by far is the most solid lineup. And I know you. How often do you guys practice? It seems like you're always headed to practice.
We rehearse religiously twice a week. We rehearse every Tuesday and Friday, and we do it like that all the time. I mean, and sometimes we'll go in 3 days, depending on like if we have a big show or something come up. Sometimes we'll get in 3 before the show. But yes, that is our routine. That's our schedule. We practice 2 times a week. That's how we stay tight.
I'm trying to think of when you sprung the. That might have been at the Casey's gig at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, that place is badass.
You sprung your first cover song.
Yeah, yep,
describe what that was all about.
So it's actually funny because when people when you listen to our music and everything, this cover song that we do, nobody would ever expect us to do. We actually cover Wasp, "Blind in Texas," and Jimmy and Paul actually came up with that idea because last year for about I think 2 months. They were jamming with this Wasp tribute band called Blind in Texas with that girl, what's her name, Grace. She was a singer for them and whatnot, but they were, kind of practicing and stuff like that. Well, it ended up not working out, and they, were like, oh, we're not going to do that anymore. But they were like, hey, man, we should cover Blind in Texas. And I was like, me singing Blackie Lawless? Like, I don't know how that would work, but I was like, all right, I'll put my bit on it, and man, it's like, yes, it absolutely. We're actually, that's going to be on the next album. It's like, it's so good. We've had so many people give us great feedback, and it's like, dude, I like that fucking better than the original version. So we're like, yep, that's going to go on the new album.
Well, it is a little heavier for sure.
Yes.
And I don't, something about a Jackson through a Marshall or Jackson through a 5150 that just sounds like real metal. But
I've said it before. There's not a better metal. I don't care what anybody says about the SGs. There's not a better metal guitar than the Gibsons. I just did it. Than the Jacksons.
Than the Jackson.
Oh my God, the Jackson. Actually, my favorite's the Jacksons through the rectifiers, but still.
That Jimmy recently has said the same thing. He actually just got John, I know you've seen it. He's been playing it for the last few shows, but it's the red guitar. It's called a Solar. I'd actually never heard of them. But man, that fucking guitar, dude, that's now his new favorite guitar. It just sounds like it. He even said he's got a Jackson tattoo on his arm of a guitar. He's always played Jackson. And for Jimmy to be like, man, he goes, this sounds better than my Jackson. I was like, holy shit, dude. And then he brought it to rehearsal, and it's like, it has bubbles.
So speaking of cover songs, what about new music? I know you've got a couple new tunes because the one you keep playing I keep telling you, head that direction, go that way. What do you got?
So we got the two. We've got 4 songs already for the next album. One of the last new one that we just wrote is the one that you were talking about. We've only played it once live, and it's a song called Satellites. And that song is absolutely fucking amazing. So the whole idea for the song came from, like I was telling you, Jimmy, our guitar player, he does guitar lessons, right? So one of his students is this older guy, and he's a criminal psychologist and like a therapist. So they were just sitting there talking one day, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "So what's the craziest thing?" Because he's had to do evaluations on all different types of like mentally fucked up people and shit. And he asked him, he's like, "What's the craziest thing that you ever heard that one of them has said to you?" And he said he kind of sat there for a second. He goes, "Man," he goes, "there was this guy one day that I was talking to him, and he said that there are satellites in my eyes, and they speak to me." And as soon as Jimmy said that, I was like, "That's the fucking coolest shit I've ever fucking heard." That's gonna be because they were just writing the music for this new song, and I was like, "That's the fucking song right there." So that's why it's called Satellites, and the entire song is it's basically about a crazy dude being locked in. It's like because the lyrics kind of go back and forth, so basically the two sides of his head fighting with each other. It's like one telling him this, and he's trying to say that, and it's like the music itself is, I mean, it's heavy, and it's something that that we haven't done before. It's like that's one of the things I love about this band is we really don't have you can't really nail us into a genre, because I mean we've got when you listen to the album, not every song sounds the same. The only thing that sounds the same is every song has that groove to it. You can sit there and you can move because it's got a rhythm, it's got a groove. So if anything, you could label us as groove, but it seems like the more stuff that we keep writing, the heavier it gets. The newest song that we had before Satellites is Fafo, Fuck Around and Find Out. We've been playing that one live for about probably about 4 or 5 months now. And we've perfected it, and it's just solid. But I'd say that's probably the heaviest song that we've written, is that song right there. And it's got a breakdown at the end that is just so super sludgy. It's sick. It's so good.
Speaking of super sludgy, I noticed that TJ Lewis just joined us. And by the way, speaking of new music, the new Hammer Throne, the project that he's part of, he sent me a track today, and holy smokes.
Fraser Dawson, you haven't checked out Creeper yet? What's wrong with you?
No shit.
But anyway, keep an eye out for Hammer Throne, and we'll have to put Creeper and Hammer Throne here, maybe in the living room or something, and have a Custody Carcass gig. But that Satellite song is so, like you said, it's so kind of off the main path of Creeper, what their normal songs would sound like, because it's almost like a slow groove thrash, but it's almost darn near death metal, but your vocals kind of bring it back to a more thrashy thing, and I really dig it. I mean, it's a Circle Pit song for sure.
Definitely is.
But as you progress, I remember you remember Turbid North, of course you did. You'd played with those guys before. Is it going to be one of those things where Turbid's first album sounds like a Pantera knockoff band, and then their next one sounds like Opeth playing Pink Floyd? Is it going to be that diverse, or is it going to be more in line with the first album?
It's taking the first album and basically just jacking it up on steroids with the songs that we've already got. It's like, that's one thing about a lot of bands that, I've always been fans of and stuff. It's like they come out and that first album is just fucking banging, dude. It's fucking awesome. And then you find out, however much longer later, the second album's coming out, and you get all excited about that. I can't tell you how many times I've been completely fucking let down, because it's like, wow, it's like they just blew their load on that first album. Then after that, it's like nothing, and it's like, it sucks and it's disappointing. And with this new album that we're about to start, we're actually going to go into the studio here pretty soon and start recording some singles. But it's like I said, it's going to be crushing, except it's going to be jacked up a notch. We definitely are keeping the same vein as the first album with grooveness and everything, but it's just going to be straight up balls in your fucking face metal.
So speaking of recording, are you going to record with the same tag team of Sterling and Carrie Crafton, Sterling Winfield and Carrie Crafton?
Absolutely. Yep. We've already told them about it and everything. And they said, as soon as you guys are ready, let us know, because we're ready to start fucking recording. They're part of our team, just like you're part of our team. And you guys are all part of the part of Team Creeper. So yep, we are going to be going back in the studio with them. I mean, they did such a fucking great job on the first album, and then Alan Douche is doing the mastering on it and everything. He did Cannibal Corpse and a bunch of bands like that and stuff. I mean, he's a big name when it comes to that stuff, but he did the mastering on it. But we don't know if we'll go with him again on the mastering for the second one. We don't know, but we're definitely using Yes.
See, I wonder
yes,
if you
I was about
could
to
use.
say there's this Rob guy that we fucking know that's really, really fucking good. That kind of look in his direction. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
he's done everything. He's done everything, but from Fate's Warning to 6 Feet Under. So hey, yeah, that guy's done hundreds of projects, big name projects.
Yes, sir. And he actually he hit our he hit back Carrie, and apparently he like after he mastered the album, he's like, man, he's like, these guys are really good. I like that shit. You know, let me know how it does. And it's like, wow, with all the bands that he's done and everything, for him actually to to reply back to Carrie like that is like, all right, well that's a fucking good sign.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse.
So what are your goals? Like, let's look 3 months down the road, and then by the end of the year, what do you hope to accomplish?
The road. We want to get out on the road. We've already built a really strong fan base in the DFW area. Mainly, I mean, we play a lot of our shit out in Fort Worth. Haven't been really down to Deep Ellum a lot. You know, we're starting to go back there and everything now. Like I said, this is our second show at the Bomb Factory. We played back in October for my birthday. We played down at Reno's. Reno's has always been a home for us. We're actually probably going to book another show there coming up, but we're trying to expand our music, and we want to get out on the fucking road, man. We want to get out with that tour that we were supposed to go on with Hans Condor. That kind of fell through. That happens, you know. So we're like, you know what? We're just gonna fucking do it ourselves. So we're gonna start maybe like doing like a 3-gig like weekend run, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like maybe start down in South Texas, do like Corpus Christi, then come back up to Austin, do like Come and Take It Live, and then run over to like San Marcos, you know, on Sunday, and then like, you know, the next weekend or the weekend after that, go up and make 3 runs like in Oklahoma and Shreveport, you know, something like that. And then, you know, there's a bunch of festivals that are going on out in Tennessee that we actually just teamed up with Metal Devastation Promotions, and they're based out of Tennessee. Zach Moonshine, actually, you guys know him. Yeah, cool dude, man. But we just hooked up with them and bought into their promotion deal and everything, and they're getting us on Spotify and Apple Music and all the live streaming or the mainline streaming services. This Saturday will be available. Our album will be available on all those. And we're also looking at him to maybe get on a couple of those festivals out there in Tennessee, because that's all. I mean, honestly, that's all it would take is to get on really one good fucking festival, whether it be Rocklahoma or whatever, that big fucking show or the big festival that happens in Mexico City. I don't know if that's going to happen this year because of all the shit that's going on down there, but all it would take is just one time to like do that in front of enough people, and this thing would take off faster than it already has. I mean, it's already doing really good, but that's all it would take is just that one fucking time. I've been emailing actually the Bomb Factory about Testament is coming in April 4th, and they're coming with who are they? Overkill, which we played with Overkill. We played with them actually at the Bomb Factory about 8 years ago. And that was a fucking amazing show. It was Symphony X and Overkill and us, and it was fucking awesome. But you know, that's 3 bands on the Testament tour, and I've been up the fucking Bomb Factory's ass, going, hey man, we need this. Do what?
I seen that Overkill Symphony X tour.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that was a great fucking tour.
They were up in, I think, Minneapolis somewhere. I mean, I can't remember the exact place, but yeah, they were out somewhere downtown Minneapolis, and they were awesome.
Yeah, it was an awesome show, man. And even when we played at the bottom, I mean, that place is fucking asshole to elbows everywhere. And we got great fucking reception. Of course, that was back with the old lineup and everything. So, you know, it's like, that's not this lineup. This lineup is like, you know, if everybody freaked out back then with that one, if you haven't seen the new one, just fucking wait, you know. And one of the cool things is every show that we play, there's always new people that haven't seen us play before. So we're always moving merch. And there hasn't been a fucking show in the past 5 years that we haven't had somebody come up to us every single show and seen us for the first time. It's like, you guys are fucking amazing. Why aren't y'all on the fucking road? It's like, that's what we're trying to do. You know, it's like, you know, that's our goal, is to get out on the fucking road and take this shit fucking nationwide. And eventually we want to get over to Europe, because the metal scene over there is just fucking phenomenal. And we seem to be getting a lot of traction in Europe. So, you know, that's the next goal, is to tour in here and then get over to Europe.
Well, and I not just because you're my brother-in-law, but the record is fantastic. It sounds great. It's well done. The songs are great and greatly written and so forth. But to see you guys live is like a whole different level of, and especially since you're playing Satellite and Blind in Texas. Those are just those are songs that deserve to be played live. And so as F around and find out, that's kind of become the mantra of this area, because it's like everybody is being tested. Their metal is being tested, MEDDLE, and it's to the point where the division is derision. And so it's good that Creeper is like kind of staying with the times, even though they're not overtly political. That still has a huge message to the public. But yeah, if anybody is out there and they see that Creeper is playing Nashville or someplace in Oklahoma or Arkansas, I know you've played Little Rock, you've played smaller towns, not the gigantic, not like Philly or Chicago or LA.
Yeah, no.
But
done Tulsa, we've done Lawton, we've done Shreveport, yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, definitely need to get out to Tennessee.
Yeah, that Tulsa show, Steph and I just decided that morning that we were going to just drive up there. It's like 4 hours.
That was a fucking awesome surprise.
and there wasn't as many people as I'd hoped, but you guys played. It doesn't matter if there's 5 or 5,000. You guys absolutely destroyed up there. And so, once again, revamp and see what happens moving forward. So what's going on? So anything else that's you want to put out there into the world to let people know?
Fucking come to shows, man. If there's anybody out there that has any connections at any of the other states with any big venues or any type of venues, hit us up, man. And we're wanting to get out there and fucking get this music spread to everyone. I mean, it's just because it's good music, like you were saying. It's I can say that unbiasedly, not just because I'm a member of the band, but like I said, I was a fan of this band before I was ever even in it. And the stuff that we're doing now is absolutely fucking phenomenal. And like you were talking about with the political, it's like all of our music is about serial killers, horror movies, and that's pretty much fucking it. We got that one song, Crushing, which is about an ex of mine. That was like the first song that I wrote in the band. But, we didn't want to, I've never wanted to really do like the whole political shit and religion and all that, because everybody does and it's played out. And I've always looked at music. It's like, that's what you want to do to escape all that shit. It's like, I want to fucking go to a show and be entertained for 45 minutes or an hour or however fucking long and forget about all that shit outside. Leave that shit out there. I want to come in here, be fucking entertained, and then I can deal with that shit whenever I fucking leave. That's what music's supposed to be. And that's what we do with this band. It's like, we don't touch on any of that stuff. It's entertainment. It's cool fucking music.
Right on. I mean, we need to get you, I need to get you in touch with some of the other bands on the label, because they're always looking for other bands to do shows with, and everybody's in all these different states. So yeah, I'll get you guys with, see if I can hook you up with Glenn Rogers from Primal out in California, and the Harrison brothers from Harrison. So yeah, and then we got a bunch of bands from California, different parts of California too. So yeah, I just didn't think about it. So then I'll you and I get together.
For a link we'll for the record.
They're asking for the Bandcamp link.
Oh, I'll put the Bandcamp link up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And is Gamicide with you guys too?
Yes, we just signed with them to reissue the album again, because we ran out. But we're gonna do a special edition with some additional songs and all that kind of fun stuff, and some bonus stuff in there. So that
you mean I got to buy another copy of Victims of Science?
However, we have not signed. We have not signed them if for a new album, just so nobody thinks.
I was about to say
I'm
they
saying
sounded so good live. They need to be putting out a new album too.
Well,
they're working on it.
Okay,
I've heard the new tracks, and believe me, no one out there will be disappointed. They absolutely just picked up right directly where they left off, and
they're still ripping faces off live, man. They're still great.
And just so everybody knows, if you're searching Creeper, search Creeper USA.
Yes. Yeah, there's another Creeper band from the UK that is like goth, crappy emo music that they actually, and they formed after us. So there's been a lot of bands named Creeper over the fucking like decades and stuff. I mean, it's nothing new. But yeah, these guys, whenever they come over here on their little tours and stuff, that people are like, dude, you guys will send us pictures like, hey, you guys are playing this fucking show, like Warped Tour, whatnot. It's like, no, that's not us, man. That's a totally different Creeper. Because they'll go and listen to it. It's like, oh yeah, that's not you guys at all. That's just fucking horrible.
I remember
that.
You had a whole set of shows on the West Coast or something, including some massive LA show, and I'm like, I know those guys, and I don't think they're going to LA. And it turned out it was the UK version. on one of those House of Blues tours. I'm like, oh.
That's a problem with band names now, though. There's I've talked about this before. I was in a band called Siege back in the 90s, and we didn't find out till 2 years after that there was a big punk band from Boston called Siege. So I tell people I play in Siege. They're like, "Oh man, I love that. I love their album from like '85." And I was like, "Dude, I was like 6 years old or 10 years old in '85." You know, I was like, but it's funny because you look on Discogs now, which bands that you only know one band by that name, and there's like 60 other bands in there with the same name. It's crazy.
Not to be confused with, not to be confused with, not to be confused with.
Yeah.
Just keep clicking until you find the right one.
It's like going through the list.
Yep. It's worth the effort though, because they're much different than a twinky little goth band from the UK. No offense.
That is definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm offense. Those guys were screwing us over for a long time, man. It's like they're signed by Roadrunner UK, or they're actually dropped by the label. But about 6-7 years ago, they had somebody that was like really good with computers and whatnot, but anything that we would try to put on the internet, they basically had it linked to where it would go straight to their fucking site. You couldn't find our shit anywhere.
I've had that happen with Scott's band Ultimatum, because there's another. Are they Canadian? The other Ultimatum?
There was an ultimatum out of Brazil. There was an ultimatum out of Canada, and then there was one out of Pennsylvania. That
I put up a video with Scott's music on it, and the band from Canada tried to copyright it. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, TJ, you're funny.
But there's nothing you could do about it. I mean, back, I don't know. Creeper's been around for a long time too, but nowadays you can just look something up online and see if a band's already got it copyrighted or not. When Ultimatum formed in 1992, it wasn't that easy. You couldn't just go online and look crap up. So finding all these other ones after the fact is, what are you going to do? So most of those,
we found out that
bands are gone anyhow.
Yeah, right. We found out that we could we could trademark our logo and everything, but as far as like copyrighting the name Creeper, you can't, because of the fact that it's a word. You can't copyright a word. So they're like, we found out it's like we can do our logo, trademark that and everything, but as far as the band name Creeper, can't do that.
Wonder how that's
something I never knew
about that.
Well, the laws changed. The laws changed about that because you saw what happened with Slayer and Slayer.
Oh yeah.
And
LA Slayer, San Antonio Slayer.
2000, digital became popular. The copyright people started seeing how many different bands, like there could be bands in 15 different countries with the same name that you would never know, and so they just said, maybe we should stop doing the copyrights on the names, So
well, oddly enough, Bruce Corbett, may rest in peace, was in two bands, Rigor Mortis. And they got into a name debate with some band in Europe and finally ended up with Rigor Mortis. And then when they were in War Beast, there was a Polish band that had the name War Beast.
Yeah.
And they ended up changing their name because they just kind of worked out a deal. It was amicable. But I know Rigor Mortis, if I'm not, and somebody can certainly correct me on this, but I think Capitol Records had to get involved in the lawyers and all that stuff. And they ended up paying out just to keep the name. But but laws have changed. And you know what? If you're good, they're going to know which Creeper to look up. So
exactly.
I don't think it'll be like you. So what are your influences?
Oh, sorry. Went dead for a second there.
Yeah. What are your influences musically, Tex? I know you and I have talked about this, but we're family. So.
Yeah, right. My influences, I've got a lot of different influences. I mean, one of my first, loves of singers and everything is Ronnie Van Zant. I mean, from Leonard Skinner, that's my favorite band of all time. He's my favorite vocalist of all time. I don't do that type of music. I can sing it, but he's just always inspired me. Ever since I was a little kid. He was one of the greatest. But I'm influenced by. I grew up. I was born in '83, so I grew up in the late '80s and all through the '90s and stuff. So I'm very heavily influenced by early hip hop and R&B, like rap. But the late '80s and early '90s stuff. And you can actually hear that in a lot of my vocals because I utilize I write. It's weird. I write more or less to the backbeat of the song. unlike most like metal and rock singers who will write to the beat that's out front, it's like I'll find the backbeat and write to that, and that comes from that hip hop influence that I've got, you know, because I love all that stuff, man. But metal wise, everything from one of my biggest ones for metal was well, of course, you know, Pantera. But before that is Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Chad Gray from Mudvayne. Those two guys right there, man. Whenever they first came out, like I found Slipknot on the internet back in '99. So I've been a maggot since, you know, the beginning. But I heard them and I was fucking blown away, and the rawness of his voice and the way that he sang and everything was just, to me, it was like, that's what I want to fucking do. And him, and then Mudvayne came out and it was the same thing when I heard, you know, Chad. The guys just, I mean, those guttural screams and everything, that's, I was like, that's what I want to be able to fucking do. And also, I mean, like I said, Pantera, whenever Phil's one of the best, I mean, he's like the godfather of the metal singers and everything, man, of the groove metal. But whenever Great Southern Trendkill came out, and that very first fucking song, when he opens up, it's that's that fucking sickening scream. I was like, oh my God, that is, I mean, it kind of sent shivers down my spine. It's like, yep. So that's been my biggest influences right there.
Well, and let's not mince words. Tex can actually spit some rhymes. I've heard it on. Your sister has plenty of video. Of you. I don't know what it is about metal singers being able to do that. I know T.J. Lewis did a whole set in my living room when Forebode played for one of the metal roundtables, and so. So I mean, you can't overlook any genre of music, and if it's good, it's good in my opinion. So we can talk about it in the parking lot if you want. But so by next year at the same time, what's going to be happening? What do you hopefully hope to happen?
We should have the next album already out, and hopefully we'll be on the road. You know, that's what we're trying to do this year. 2026 is it's starting off really good. You know, we've released 3 music videos in the past year. They're all getting really good views and everything. Like I said, the last one's got over 300,000. I think the one for Big Bad Wolf has gotten over, I think, like 70,000 or something like that. And we've only had the page up for a little over a year, and we actually just passed 4,000 subscribers too. So we're looking to be on the road touring over the United States, you know, in support of this album, because I mean, it's beyond time.
Well, it's a fantastic album. I know that it was my number 1 at 25.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you very much for that, man. I saw all that. That was truly fucking awesome.
When I first heard that, I mean, it just kind of grabbed me in a different way than it normally does. You know, I mean, it's just one of those albums that kind of ingrains in your body and in your mind so hard, you know, and that's what that one did to me. You know,
yep.
And it's fantastic.
Very quickly. Yep, got great riffs and very hook laden.
And the groove in it in each song is different all the time. I mean, but it still has that groove throughout the whole thing. You know, I mean, it's just different through each song.
Yes. Yeah, we've always said, I mean, my opinion is like, if I can't like sit there and do like this when I'm listening to a song, then it's, you know, it's not going to keep my attention very. I want to be able to move to it. Once again, that's that old school hip hop influence that I've got.
Well, I think once again too, you already mentioned that Curtis is a little more. He plays with a downbeat ostinato. He plays a lot of syncopated rhythms. He's not your conventional 4/4 straight ahead drummer. And at first you would think that wouldn't fit, but it really does fit. I mean,
absolutely.
He's got a huge warehouse of technique and interesting beats and so forth. And then I don't think we overlook Ian either. I think that's a definite upgrade. In fact, when we
best bassist I've ever played with.
When we set you up live over at Casey's, I mean, we had a PA for the mic or for the vocals, but you were pretty much playing just straight through. It was like a live rehearsal, and I was really tuned into how he was playing, and whatever he's doing back there just sort of is the glue that holds everything together. And I think the addition of Paul allows Jimmy a little more freedom to just rip.
Yes.
And then you don't lose any of that thickness or that depth in the music. So like I said,
exactly,
Creeper is a live band. but their record is fantastic. So I don't want you to think, well, I'll just go watch them live, and I'm not going to buy anything from them, because you need to do that.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, and because that's how, once again, that's how bands make money these days.
Exactly.
Scott, I don't think Scott's offering this massive 6-figure recording contract with an unlimited budget. Or are you?
I got this big jar of pennies and quarters and dimes I could throw at you.
Hang on. It is 6 figures if you count the numbers after the
zero. I gotcha.
Right. So we got a question for you. This could be a criminal question here, but what are some of your favorite hip hop artists? My favorites are Ice Cube and Scarface. That came from.
Oh man, you gotta love Cube. Ice Cube, NWA. Old school Pac, I'm obsessed with old school Pac. Bone Thugs and Harmony, that was one of my favorite bands all through middle school. It's like I was always listening to Bone Thugs. I mean, just pretty much almost anything from that era, I'm all about it, because that's what I grew up on. And yeah, I even like, there was a lot of Biggie that I liked and everything. Never did get into no P. Diddy. He was never my thing, man. But I was always more kind of West Coast when it came to all my stuff. But
no oily CDs.
Basically anything from back then.
no greasy, oily CDs.
So you're more into like the 90s, the early 90s rap stuff then.
Yes.
It's funny how you can tell somebody's. You can't tell by what metal they listen to, but you can.
But you can tell by the rap. Yeah, because
because
I like hip hop too, but my stuff that I would be saying is a little bit different. But I mean, I kind of stopped listening to it about when Public Enemy was becoming popular. So I was listening to
I love Public Enemy.
I was listening to Boogie Down Productions, and Tone Loc, and
oh yeah, man. Cool Hand Low.
It's funny you mentioned Ice Cube though, because that was the first time I felt old. I was talking to somebody at work. This was like 10 years ago.
Run DMC, LL Cool J.
It was about 10 years ago, and I was talking about Ice Cube, and the guy's like, Ice Cube the actor? I was like, no, Ice Cube the rapper from NWA. He was like, he was a rapper? I was like, oh my God. That's the first time I felt old.
Yep.
Oh man!
Yeah, and he's still putting out killer albums too.
Yeah, here you go. LL Cool J, Run DMC. Yep, those are all.
Oh yeah.
I actually saw Dr. Dre at a private party.
SFC.
Dr. Dre at a private party with the Wrecking Crew, and he was wearing white slacks and a purple sequin jacket, and he was DJing this thing, and I felt it was at some rich person's house, and I felt immensely out of place. Because I had just seen Suicidal Tendencies the night before in a warehouse in Venice Beach. And then here I am in Redondo Beach at the biggest house in Redondo Beach. And there's this guy named Dr. Dre and his Wrecking Crew.
Awesome.
They look like the Temptations, except they were wearing sequin jackets and white pants. Crazy. And then
if you're looking for Creeper on Discogs, look for Creeper USA again, or look for Creeper Crushing. That's the other thing that'll get you there. That's the name of the first.
And we're on Facebook, YouTube. Go to YouTube, Creeper USA.
Creeper on your website?
On my website? Yes, Creeper's on our website.
They said they're having trouble finding it on Discogs to buy. Put up a link.
Oh yeah, you can get it. You can get it from No Life to Metal Records. You can get it from. You can get it from Amazon. Amazon's got lots of copies. So, and I think you can get it from Amazon internationally.
Yes.
But I am putting the record label. You can buy direct from the record label at nolifetometalrecords.com, which I just put into the comments.
Hey, I noticed
I'll put it in the banner for a second too.
Do you like hardcore?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking hard? Hell yeah, dude. Biohazard, man, is one of my favorite fucking bands. It's like them, dude. All the old school shit. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I love Terror because they're just
Terror. Yes.
Simple and crushing, and they have a new record coming out. Someone had asked about. They mentioned that a new Terror single dropped today, and I did hear that.
Did you say there's the address for the record company? Did you say Earth Crisis?
Earth Crisis is the shit too.
Yeah, I just finished the layout for one of their albums they're having.
Badass.
We got jumped me and a buddy got jumped at an Earth Crisis show. We didn't know that Earth Crisis and all the bands that they were playing with were straight edge. So we went to this show not knowing it was a straight edge show. And I was like 18 or 19 years old, and we're passing a joint back and forth and smoking cigarettes and stuff. And like we got surrounded by like 6 straight edge kids, and we're like, let's go. It was a bad move. It was a bad.
Oh man.
Well, the hard way about that. I had never heard of straight edge before. This was
Speaking of straight edge, somebody earlier had mentioned if Creeper would be willing to support a Christian band.
Oh, absolutely. I grew up on Christian metal and Christian death metal. POD was one of my favorite freaking bands. They have a POD, Living Sacrifice. I love Living Sacrifice. And then I'll go all the way to Mortification, Embodiment, Ethereal Scourge. It's like, yeah, there was a long period of my teens that I was obsessed with Christian metal, man.
Okay.
Vengeance Rising.
Yes, absolutely.
I sang for them for 2 years. Yeah,
I saw that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Once we changed the name of Once Dead at the last minute and called the DVD that we recorded Return with a Vengeance, but we called the band Once Dead since Roger wasn't in the band anymore. But yeah, it was all Vengeance material.
Right on.
Anyhow, well, cool. Is there? Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'll just go ahead.
I was just going to say, is there any? I mean, tell everybody, where you can get your stuff and where they can find you at, because we're getting to the end of the program, and I want everybody to be able to find you guys and check you all out. I did put in the comments the Bandcamp page, but you can also find you guys on Facebook. And go ahead and give them the spiel. Where can everybody find you at?
You can find us on Facebook. All you got to do is type in Creeper USA. We'll come right up. Same with YouTube. Type in Creeper USA. It's got our videos and stuff on it. Please go to the page, hit subscribe. Check the videos out. Give them a like. If you dig them, share them. Make sure to leave a comment. We always make sure every single comment that's on all of our videos we go through. We like them and we reply back to you. We like to be interactive with the fans and everything. We want to hear what everybody's saying. So you can get our album, No Life Till Metal Records. It's available online. We're going to have all of streaming platforms by this Saturday. So, yeah, just keep your eyes open for us in 2026 because it's about to start getting fucking real.
Go here and you'll get everything.
Yes, there it is.
Is that on Metal Archives?
Encyclopedia Battalion, yeah.
Yeah,
it'll give you everything you want on Creeper there.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for having me on, man. Fuck, it's been I've been waiting to come on the Metal Round Table. I watch you guys a lot. It's like, yeah.
We're glad to have you. You guys are always welcome on. So if you got any announcements, if you want to just come on and say, hey, anytime, you're always welcome. Just let me know and I'll send you the link.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very fucking much. We love all y'all. Thank you for your support and everything that you do for the metal community, and fucking metal lives on.
Yes,
it will prevail.
Metal will prevail. Yes, we're about to get you on.
There we go. Yes.
All right. So you can. I'm trying to find everybody's stuff. Where's Steve at, man? Steve's here. Oh, there you are, Steve. You can find Steve on YouTube at Homeless Rebel 868. Steve, anywhere else you want people to find you at?
No, that's the main place. I'm also on. What is it? What's the other site I'm on? I'm drawing a blank right now.
YouTube, Facebook.
I'm also on
Instagram.
But the only thing I post on there is from live shows now. I haven't been posting anything else on there. I've been pretty lazy.
No worries, but we can also, if anybody needs to know, I can give you his personal phone number, his address, and everything else you guys need.
I mean, you can give people that information.
Yeah.
My house is armed. I'm just throwing that out.
Oh, and check us out.
Just so you know,
he
just so you know, he is a military man, which means he has a little bit of training with guns. So
a little bit.
That might be a little bit of a deterrent.
What were you saying? You were saying you have a show coming up, Tex?
Yeah, Tex.
Yes, we have a show coming up this Saturday for all the people that are in the DFW area. Come out to the Bomb Factory, to the studio in the Bomb Factory. Check us out with Stink Bug. It's gonna be a fucking big show, man. You're gonna hear the new cover and you're gonna hear the new song.
Right on.
Right on. You bet.
And you can find Kevin over at on YouTube at Old Metal Rocker 67, and anywhere else you want people to go check you out there, Kev.
Yeah, over on Facebook, over at Metal Uprising, and I just posted a new video from Crimson Glory. Check it out.
Right on. You can find John on Instagram at Carcass John Art, or you can also find him at
128 DB Rock. In fact, Fraser Dawson, no, unfortunately, we are not going to Hell's Heroes this year, but we'll be there in spirit. And I got a note from a friend of mine. I won't say his name because I don't want to incriminate anybody. That said that the Crypt episode last night was so brutal that it was almost painful to listen to, which of course made my heart sing. But tonight
you got to play some of these guys.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I'll be playing some of those guys next Saturday, and then again on Monday. But tonight there's a new episode of Carcass John's Alter Ego. We are going through some of the deep cuts of the 1990s. So check that out on 128 DB Rock. Download the free app and crank it up.
Right on. Well, you can find me on Instagram at No Life Till Metal. You can find me on YouTube at No Life Till Metal, or just look up Scott Waters. I'm easy to find online. There's lots of Scott Waters, but for some reason, my YouTube site and my Facebook come up first when you search my name. So there you go. Hey, we appreciate having you on. And you're always
thank you guys for having me once again, and I'll definitely be back.
Right on. And you guys know how we end the show. So for episode number 302 of the Metal Roundtable, ready? 1, 2, 3. Metal will prevail. Man, we suck.
Hell yeah.
We've only done it 300 times.
We need to take vocal lessons.
Some of you, not me.
Smoke weed.
We're getting there.